For those of you who don't read my community page, I am working on an animated indie film series made exclusively by myself, and for the past several months I've been creating an animated demo to help promote it, alongside comics and illustrations, which I do plan to post some more of. I was originally planning to make this update video after the demo was done so I had something to show, but I thought that would take 3 months at most, and now it's been 9 months, I'm not halfway done yet, and I have a feeling I probably won't be done till next year. Yeah, I massively underestimated how big this project was. So I figured now was a good time to let you know what's going on. Let's start with what am I creating exactly. The series I'm creating is called Sunheart Hunters. It follows a young, timid, and weak boy named Xavier who is seeking the legendary treasure of Ignorok, in hopes of redeeming himself in the eyes of his father who abandoned him. But in order to do so, forms a hunting team with Colton and Coda. Colton, a compassionate, awkward, brilliant, but currently dying scientist, and Coda, his powerful, chaotic, and selfish nephew, who happen to be the two people Xavier blames for his father's abandonment. Together, they begin to challenge everything Xavier has ever been told about himself and the world. So now let's talk about my actual plans for completing the story. The demo I plan to release will be animated in full color, albeit with no voice acting and probably no music, as I simply can't afford those things. And I plan to release future projects in a different format, first publishing each film in a storyboard animatic style, similar to Pretty Please I Don't Want to Be a Magical Girl for those familiar. However, I still plan to fully animate each of those films, but this way I can get them out faster while also being able to make changes to the final version if I need to. The reality is, animating is extremely time consuming, and my original plan to fully animate everything was unrealistic. At some point in the future I will hopefully start to look to hire animators, voice actors, and musicians, but as I have said before, I don't have the money to do that right now. My only hope is to finish the story in my lifetime, and that has required a lot of compromises on my part. The ideal versions of these films is something I can't accomplish on my own, so I'm simply trying to work with what I have. I've created a separate channel for the series, however I do plan to post the demo on this channel first, but all future Sunheart projects will be posted on the official channel. I've also started a Patreon in preparation for the series' release, however I do not plan to set up payments until after I finish the demo, since I want to show people what they'll be paying for first. I've been planning to start the series for years now, however a combination of insecurity and other projects made getting started very difficult. If I'm completely honest, I have simply been too scared to release a project that's so personal to me, often finding myself working on other videos just as an excuse to not work on it. But I realize I just can't keep holding off forever. I originally started this channel in hopes of challenging many of my fears about posting my art online, all in hopes of having the courage to share the story with people one day. And in that regard, this channel did accomplish that personal goal for me. The story is one I originally created when I was 11 years old, and I've been thinking about it non-stop for 17 years, so it should come as no surprise that this is something deeply precious to me. While the story I will release is obviously nothing like the story I made when I was an 11-year-old child, I have always looked forward to the chance to let other people fall in love with my characters as well. It will likely take decades for the project to be fully completed, but there is literally nothing else I would rather spend my life doing. And I appreciate those of you who have been encouraging me for the past year in my community page, and those of you who simply watch my videos. You people genuinely make this whole project worth the constant migraines that it gives me. I have been doing YouTube for almost 10 years now, and I've gained a lot of experience and confidence in that time. I am finally doing the thing I've dreamed about my entire life, and I am as excited as I am deeply terrified. The internet is full of assholes, okay? I know that there's still so much I need to learn about writing, animating, and illustration, especially since I only started practicing animation like 2.5 years ago. I had to figure it out by watching tutorials on YouTube and reanimating my favorite shots just so I could figure out how people are doing this fucking witchcraft. But I'm tired of giving myself excuses to not get started. I know how hard it is to share your art with people. I have no industry experience and I'm mostly self-taught. Almost every artist I went to school with was better than me. And there are so many amazing looking indie series out there already. But to everyone watching this video who might have plans to do the same thing one day, I want you to know this. My YouTube journey began with no script, a silly drawing on my sketchbook, my phone camera, and a promise to myself. A promise I am finally keeping. Because no matter how good or bad this project turns out to be, I finally found the courage to make it. And I hope that alone means something to someone, because it means something to me. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.